Hey guys! So yeah, in my car again, doing the video. This time it's about my experience at MEPS. There's a bee outside my window. I am in my car again, this time with my window rolled up and my air on instead of having no air and my window down. Yeah, got smart the last time. There's a wasp outside my window. Yeah, I'll show you. I don't know if you can see him. He keeps flying around, but he keeps hanging outside my window. He's gone now, but he was there. I swear, I'm not crazy. Anyways, so my experience at MEPS. I went to MEPS the day right after I took my ASVAB. It was a very quick process. My recruiter was like, let's expedite your process. Yay! So basically, what'd he tell me the day before? So I took my ASVAB on Wednesday, February 3rd. I went in at 1 and took it. I got out maybe like a few hours later. It wasn't too bad. I did study for the ASVAB. I bought ASVAB for Dummies. And basically what my recruiter recommended me to do was to just study the parts that, well, pertaining to what you want as your job in the Navy or any of the military branches. So I kind of wanted to do some of the crypto language jobs. Unfortunately, I couldn't because I'm going reserve and they don't really have positions for me, is what I'm told. So I was thinking maybe some of the intelligence or information specialist positions. So I wanted really high scores in like my verbal and my comprehension and all that. So that's kind of what I was focusing on. I brushed up on the math part. I kind of neglected the part about like automobiles and electronics, and I think there's like workshop with tools and everything like that. You know, I kind of browsed over them, but I didn't really study them because I wasn't really interested in jobs like that. So I just focused on doing the vocab part, all that English stuff, the paragraph comprehension, all the mathematics parts. I believe there's like 2 mathematics parts that I just brushed up on my algebra and stuff like that. So that's what I would recommend. Just study if you want to do like the electronics jobs and stuff, and the maybe some carpentry or like stuff like that, then yes, I would focus on those ones more. The ASVAB is made up of 10 or 11 sections, I believe, and there are really 4 main important parts, which is the English and the mathematics parts. Those are the really important parts. So based off of my practice ASVAB that I took when I went in and met my recruiter, he said that I would be pretty much golden and to just study the parts that pertain to the job that I would want. So that's what I would recommend because it works. So, alright. Went to MEPS on Thursday, February 4th. My recruiter told me the day before that I could go stay at the hotel that they are housing other potential people that are going to MEPS the next day, and it was maybe like 10 minutes from the MEPS station, or I could stay at my own home, because honestly, I'm lucky. There's a MEPS station here in Jacksonville. I live like 15 minutes from it. So honestly, I was like, I'm a responsible adult. I'm gonna go home and I will just drive myself there the next day, because I don't feel the need to go and stay at the hotel because I'm not coming from a different city, and I like being in my own home. So that's what I did. I drove myself to MEPS in the morning, got there early, of course. I had to be there at 5, So 5 a.m. So I woke up really early, make sure that I was that I would be there early. My recruiter recommended, be fresh, wear clean clothes, wear proper clothes, because I'll tell you what, people apparently have been turned away from MEPS because they were kind of stanky. So make sure you're clean. He said even if you shower the night before, take a shower in the morning. Make sure your ears are clean. I've heard that people have failed parts of the medical at MEPS because their ears were too dirty. That's intense. So I made sure actually to clean my ears out the night before, which is, if for those that know me, is a real ordeal because I hate sticking things in my ears. I had this really bad phobia of putting things in my ears, even myself. So yeah. What else? Let's see. I have notes to keep me on track. All right. He also told me to bring my social security card with me, my picture ID, and that was it. Oh, and my glasses, because I wear glasses. If you wear contacts, you can wear your contacts there. Make sure to bring like your little contacts solution in like little container with you, because they will ask you to take them out to test your eyes. He recommended just to wear my glasses there. If you have glasses and you wear contacts, just wear your glasses for that day. It'll make it a lot easier. Wear the right clothes. He told me to wear like some sort of semi business casual kind of thing. I wore like this, like a shirt like this, nice little collared button down polo, and I wore like black slacks and a nice belt and some closed-toed shoes. Let me tell you what, do not go there in like shorts and sandals and like this tank top. They will send you away or make you go change. No joke. This girl like had stayed at the hotel the night before. She came in and they had to make her put a t-shirt over her, I want to say it was a tank top. They will make you tuck in your shirt. Yeah. So just go properly dressed. It's almost like an interview. So you're like, you're trying to get into the Navy. It's almost like a job interview. Well, then dress for it. It doesn't hurt. Just be safe about it. You want to get in, don't you? So yeah, dress properly. Smell good. Don't be dirty. So when we got there, basically, when all the buses came from like the hotel and stuff like that, bringing the other people from other cities, and we all lined up outside of MEPS, the MEPS station. And we were separated from those that had been through the medical part of MEPS before, and those that had not. I was part of the ones that had not. We were also separated by the people that were actually shipping out that day, which was pretty intense, not gonna lie. But some people want to get in, want to go now. Also, what else? Oh, okay. So we were lined up, we went in, we got our little name tags. You have to check in, give them your social security card, make sure it's you, also like your ID, and then they make you sign in, scan in with your fingerprint now. So everything is electronic. So every time you like check into a little station, you have to put your fingerprint, your finger on the little thing. So we did that, got our name tags, then we all had to line up in front of our, basically the branch that you're going in, because there was lots of different ones, like all the branches were there. So of course, I lined up in front of the Navy because I'm going Navy. And there was a bunch of other people with me. The majority of us were Navy or Army. There were a few Marines and maybe one or two going Coast Guard. And of course there was National Guard as well, but not very many. Make sure you line up in the right line. Listen to what they say, really. There was I want to say a guy that jumped into the Marines line by accident, and a Marine came out of the office and he was like, "What are you doing? You're not a Marine. Get out of this line. Marines don't dress like that." And I was like, whoa. And I'm pretty sure a lot of us were like, oh my gosh. So he quickly jumped out of that line and got into the correct one. But basically, we go inside the office. What they did was make sure that we had our packet that we had to fill out. It was like this large packet about like all your background, like for the past 10 years, everywhere you've lived, everywhere you had worked, like your family, everything like that. It was for your background, basically. So they made sure that you had that, and that they gave you basically a folder that had forms that you'd be filling out for the rest of the day at MEPS. And you got that, and you were sent back outside to sit in the common area. And there's a lot of waiting. A lot of waiting. So we all went out there, and then we had an intro from, I want to say, one of the petty officers from the Army. She was really funny, actually. It was her first time doing the little introduction kind of thing. And then, you know, basically, you know, she's telling you about mind your manners. Everybody at MEPS is either current military or retired military. You know, address everybody sir, ma'am. Treat everybody with respect. What else here? So, yeah, also told us about the rules there. You know, what basically our schedule was going to be for the day. And also gave us information on sexual harassment. You know, they're really big on that in the military. No sexual harassment. If you feel like you're being harassed and they tell you exactly what sexual harassment means and what are some indicators of it, you could contact this person, and they had a picture of the person on the wall with their number and their information, and let them know. They take it seriously. That's really good. Next, we went over to the medical side, where we started doing all our medical stuff. What we did first, you know, they separated us between the guys and the girls. And then they took our blood pressure. We went in for hearing, because, you know, some of the jobs require that you have perfect hearing. You gotta hear stuff, you know, if they're telling you stuff over your headset, or, you know, they don't want to put you in a job where hearing is very freaking important and you can't hear what's coming through. Next was eyesight, test the eyesight. You know, they want to make sure that you have color vision, because some of the electronical jobs, or the bomb, you know, to, you know, defuse bombs or work with bombs, require that you know which color wire that you're handling. So that's important too. They also want to test that you have 20/20 corrected vision, so that you know, corrected, you have 20/20, or at least, you know, they don't want to send someone that doesn't have correctable vision to be a pilot to fly a plane. That would be bad. Yeah. After that, we were separated by gender. Males, the females. The guys all went to one area, and all the girls went to another area. That actually was kind of cool. It was separated. So we went down this hall, and then it had a sign on the wall that specifically said, "No males past this point." And so we went into the room, and we all like sat down in the chairs, and we filled out a bunch of the paperwork in our folders that we were carrying around with us. You know, the lady went over step by step each individual question. If you have any questions, ask. We had to sign a bunch of stuff, you know, put the date, signature, fill out paperwork. After that was the urine test. Want to make sure that you're clean. No drugs. So, and yes, you have to pee in front of one of the people there. It's a female. Basically, you get brought into the little bathroom area. There's 2 stalls, no doors. So one on each side, and then the ladies, she's not staring at you or anything, but she's making sure, you know, you're not like bringing a bag of urine out from somewhere else and somebody else was peed in it for you. So, I mean, if you're bladder shy, then yeah, get over it. You're gonna have to do it again in boot camp. RTC. So, yep, they test that for levels of protein, they test it for drugs, and then they put a little bit in a birth control test. They want to make sure you're not pregnant. If you're pregnant, they are not gonna let you go to boot camp. You cannot go. After that was the blood test. They take one little vial of blood from you. That was the most nervous part for me, because I hate getting my blood drawn. I'm pretty sure I have to do it again when we go to boot camp. But it wasn't bad at all, actually. I thought it was going to be a lot worse than it really was. I didn't feel anything, but I was freaking myself out about it. After that, we went back into the room where we filled out all the paperwork, and oh no, before that we had to go sit out and get our full physical. So you go individually into an office with either a male or female doctor, and if the doctor is the opposite sex of you, there will be a nurse or someone of the same gender in the room with you for the whole examination. And this examination, you have to be completely naked for. They give you a little paper gown thing, and basically, you know, for the females, you know, because I can't speak for the male side, just make sure that everything is okay, you know. Yeah, they kind of, you know, everything's very professional. They do look down there. They did all, but they're not gonna like touch really anything. All she did was just like spread, check, that's it. You know, make sure that there's no lumps in your breasts, stuff like that. Put a stethoscope on your back, make sure that you're breathing all right. And then she just went over all the medical stuff that you had answered previously, you know, just double check. Then you head over back into the room where you filled out all the paperwork, and we all sat down. You have to strip down to your underwear and bra at this point. You get given another paper gown, and your weight and height are taken. And then you wait. I had to wait for the rest of the females to come in. There was about maybe 11, 12 of us all together, and I was the first one to go through all that, so I had to wait for a little bit. There's a video on the wall playing of what we had to do next, which was basically test all our range of motion. And yes, this is where you've heard of the duck walk, and that happened. But it wasn't that bad. We just basically, you know, had to like swing our arms around, squat up and down, you know, just testing all your joints and range of motion that it's all okay. And then the last one was the duck walk, which is you squat down and you kind of waddle, kind of waddle like a duck with your hands on your hips. It just makes sure, you know, you're, like I said, all your joints are okay. And I mean, yeah, some people's knees were cracking. Mine were cracking every time I like was squatting down and stuff like that, and it was fine. Everything was fine. If you can't do it properly, she'll make you do it over. And then after that, we all got dressed and went to lunch. Lunch was a pretty simple affair. We got a choice of like different sandwiches, like a couple of things of fruit, a couple bags of chips, and like a choice of like cookies, and then water or soda. Yeah, not anything too fancy, but they do provide you with lunch. And then after, while you're having lunch, they're going through all the stuff that they had tested. So, you know, reading like your tests on your blood tests and urine and stuff. Going through all your medical stuff, make sure everything was okay. And then you go back and you get your folder back. And they let you know on it whether you are good to go, or unfortunately there's something in your paperwork that you can't go forward yet. So either you didn't pass, or you're still waiting on some waivers or anything like that. I fortunately passed, so I got to move forward. I know that there was another girl that was trying to get into the Navy who actually didn't. I'm not exactly sure why. More waiting at this point. as they process more paperwork. So much waiting. And oh yeah, in the beginning, if you came with bags or anything like that, they make you put it in a room and they lock it up. No cell phone. Don't even try. Like, if you want to bring it and put it in that room with your bag, then by all means do that. But they will make you leave it in the car, if anything, in your automobile, if you drove yourself or something. Don't try and bring your cell phone in there. So yeah, at this point, you're just waiting for them to call you in, and I waited for quite a while. We were all, you know, just sitting around in the common area. There was a TV and there's some magazines and stuff. We were watching, what was it on TV? A dating naked or some naked dating. I don't know. It's like one of those reality TV shows where you're like completely naked and you meet like somebody for the first time and you like go on a date with them. I don't freaking know. It was really weird. Like some of the petty officers walked by and they're like, "What are you guys watching?" And we're like, I don't know. It was on the TV. And so, you know, eventually your name gets called. Like people's names are getting called all over the place for it. Go back to medical, double check like some medications that you had, blah 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 blah. Oh, this one girl that was in our group, like when nobody, like none of the petty officers or nurses were in our in that waiting area, she was like, "Yeah, I hope I passed because a couple days ago my friend just gave me a brownie and was like, 'Here, eat this.'" And then I was like, "Okay, whatever." And then afterwards her friend told her that it was a freaking marijuana brownie. If one of my friends did that to me and knew that I was trying to get into the military, I would freaking freak out. I would seriously kill you. Don't do that. Why would you do that to your friend? I don't understand. I can tell you she did not pass medical. And they tell you that if you're under the age of 18 or you're 18 or below, they will notify your parents of the reason why you failed because of drugs. They tell them that. Anyways, I finally get called into the Navy branch office, and a person will go over all your information with you, like that packet that you had to fill out with all your background stuff. So you look through it one more time, double check everything. Make sure your social security like information's all correct, your name, blah 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 blah. Make sure it's all correct. And then you go back out, more waiting. Finally, one of the I forgot what they're called, where they have a name, but the people that help you pick out your job. So went back in, and you sit down with them and they bring up, you know, according to your ASVAB, according to like all the other stuff that you have done that day, what you're qualified for. I was going in Navy Reserve, so there's obviously not as much available to me. It seemed like that I thought. There was no intelligence or information, you know, specialist kind of positions open to me. A lot of it was like construction and building, which I was very surprised about. The one that he said that would, you know, would be good for me, that would be probably a good fit, was the AV position, which is the aviation technician. And, well, it's got a longer name than that, but I don't want to, you just look it up. AV. But that was a full-time support position. It wasn't just reserve, it's reserve full-time support. So basically I would be working almost like an active duty person, but I am still reserve. So, I mean, I get active duty pay, active duty benefits. I don't get deployed or relocated as often as they do. And what else? Oh, I can be stationed at other places other than that active duty wouldn't be able to. That's as much as I know about it so far. Also, he asked me if I wanted it, and I was like, well, you know, I'm 28, I have my apartment, I have a I have animals. I have a significant other. You know, I have a life that, you know, is not all just based on me. I have responsibilities. So I was like, well, I need to make a phone call, and then I will give you a decision. So yeah, I had to call my significant other and be like, are you okay with this? Because this is not what we were discussing before, and this is a really important decision that's going to affect like both of us. So I was like, I need to call and talk about this. So we talked it through and worked it out, and yeah, I decided to go with this. And I think it would be pretty cool. We'll see. So I am a full-time support reserve going in as AV. Aviation electronical and computer systems technician, something like that. And then it will go and branch into AT or AE after I get out of boot camp. And then after you do that, my experience, it was very rushed because it was almost time for the last swearing in of the day. So after that, I went and we swore in. I signed all the contract, everything like that. I'm going in as an E3 pay rate. And yeah, that's how my experience went. Let me see if I forgot anything. No, pretty much after that, your parents or whoever can come to watch you swear in. They can take pictures, whatever. I guess they do allow you to make a phone call if they're not there yet, or you could have told your family to come at a certain time to MEPS that day to watch you swear in and stuff like that. You know, my family doesn't live around here, so I didn't really have anybody, which was okay. I mean, it's not that big deal. Yeah. So that was my experience at MEPS. There might have been some stuff that I forgot or anything like that. If anybody has any questions about any part of it, leave me a comment. Let me know. Message me. And I'll try to answer you if I forgot anything. So yeah, it really wasn't that bad, but it's a lot more complicated than I thought it would be, because honestly, you know, I thought like joining the military was pretty easy. Go, sign up, go in, you know? But it's not like that anymore. They really do some extensive background stuff. They want to make sure that you're healthy. Apparently, a couple years ago, someone actually died at boot camp because they did not disclose everything about their medical history, and they made them do some physical training, because that's what you do there, as well as some other learning, and they died of a heart attack, I believe. So they want to definitely make sure that you're healthy and that you're able and that you're mentally stable and everything before you go. So yeah, you know, if you have any medical condition, you know, let them know. You know, it could be dangerous for you in the long run. But yeah. All right. Well, pretty long video this time. If you sat through this entire thing, well, good for you. I'm glad you did. Yeah, I don't know what I'll make my next video of. I have a DEP meeting today. It's my delayed entry program meeting. Since, you know, I haven't shipped out yet, I have to check in every first and third Thursday, and go to the meetings. I have to check in with my recruiter every Monday. You know, make sure that I'm okay. I haven't gotten in an accident. I haven't got any tickets. But yeah, kind of nervous about that. This will be my second meeting. My first one did not go well. Was not hydrated properly. We did a lot of PT, physical training, that would kind of mimic what we would be doing in boot camp, just to see what level we were at. Yeah, I wasn't hydrated at all, really that well, and I had to stop because I was going to throw up. But I didn't. Some other guy did, but I did not. So yeah, definitely drink lots of water. Okay, That's it for this one.